Okay, we got the phone cut off. We're going to do our actual live shoot right here with our MPC2000XL. This is the hot new video. Now, it's an actual live TV show. It's reality MPC. Here we go. We've got samples. Here's the first sample. That's our little horn sound. That's that sound right there. I got a bass line. Now, it probably doesn't sound that great from where you are, but right here we are, it's deep and it's booming. We got a guitar. See, the guitar sounds stronger, but you can barely hear this one. That's because bass doesn't come out great unless you got some great speakers at home. You know what I mean? You gotta have that nice fat sound. That's a loop. Wow. That's a classic loop. We love this loop here. We've set our sequence to 86.8. We've already looped this sound. But he's one of the sounds in this new track we're making up. That's my snare drum. Kind of dirty, little funky bass boot in the middle of it. That's a classic Sample King sound. Here's one. That's a throaty, kicking you in the head kick drum. A nice, sparkly hi-hat. We got a guy's vocal right over there. See that? See? He's repeating himself just for us. You got that? Okay, that's polyplay of a sample. See that? Now watch this. That's polyplay of a sample. I mean, it can play many times over and over on the same sample. We re-trigger it again. It'll keep re-triggering. Watch this. That's not a polyplay. It plays it once, you play it again, you play it again, that doesn't play over and over. Listen to that. It doesn't do that. This is set for one shot. Now, check this out. I want to press record and play. Now, that's the first 4 clicks. Those clicks represent get ready. After those first 4, the next one is where the MPC starts to record. We have it set up for that 1 bar count off. Now I'll record. I looped that beat right there. See that? That beat is looped. Now watch this. I'm gonna cut this off. I wanna go to a new track. Let's go to a new track. Now, we're on track number 2, right?
That's right.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna press record and play again and record on this new track. I'm gonna do this hi-hat. See, that quantize wrong. Let's listen to it. I don't like that. Let's fix the quantize. Let's make that quantize maybe, what's it at now?
It's at 16th notes.
16th notes. Maybe let's try 16th note triplets.
All right.
That means we're going to try and quantize correctly. So when I play something, we want to hear it back the same way that I played it. That's what quantizing is all about. Now we'll press record and play again to erase over the track we just recorded on. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, but a little off though. See that? Now, and I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna press this button over. It says erase. I'm gonna erase the part that I think is whack. Oh, see, I'm erasing some stuff. I can erase the whole thing. Watch this. I erased the whole thing. The beat is still playing. See that? Okay, I picked the part I want to erase. I hold the erase button down first, and now it's gone. I'll do it over. Well, let's look at that. See that? We're in there. Now watch this. I'll stop that. I'm gonna do this kick and snare drum on a new track. Let's get track number 3. Okay, I'm on track number 3 now. Now I want to record this kick and this snare. All right, let's go to record and play. 2, 3, 4. Oh, listen to that. See that? We've got it going on now. Now watch this. I can now, let's say, leave overdub. It's still playing. See? And I can turn to a new track. Let's go to the old track, actually. Let's go to a track, which is the first track we did, which is 1, right? Mm-hmm. Now you want to turn that track off. And so we go to track mute right here. See that? I muted out that loop. You see that? To see if my feel's right. I like that groove. Now, I'm gonna put the loop back in. That's right there. Now I got a bass line. Matter of fact, I wanna hear this guy sing once. He's right over here. Let's get a new track first, but I can actually go to my next track, which is 4, right?
That's right.
Now we gotta stop though, in order for us to record this new track. Let me hear this guy sing first. I think he's ready. We'll press record. 2, 3, 4. It depends on how you hear that sample and how you want to place that sample in the track. I'm gonna hit it right now. I like that. Let's hear it again. Now sometimes I'll record this vocal sample with no quantized value at all. I'll set to 0 so I can get the feel of how I want to hit that sample so it falls in line. But I like the way it is now. I want the girls to respond though. Oh yeah. I want to audition them first. I'll turn the overdub off. I want to audition the girls first. See if they're ready. Let's see. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna record it now. Press overdub. I'm gonna press overdub and play. Here it goes. Oh yeah. That's flowing now. Hear that? I'll put the bass line in now. Now wait a minute. I like an 808. Let me go with that down south 808. Let's go back up here and we're gonna go to sequence number 5, right? We should probably stop, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, audition. Oh, there it is. Now record and play. Yeah. That's not bad. Now I put in the bass line. See that? That's how you can make a beat up using sequencing with your MPC. Okay, I got that beat going on. You know, I can actually undo what I just did. I'm gonna press stop. I'm gonna press undo. See, that light went back into the no lit. See, it's lit, a little red. It's not lit. That means we're undoing the sequence, the last thing we did actually. See, that stuff is missing now. You don't hear that bass line or that big 808 drum no more. See that? We undid that. Now we can redo something else. I could say overdub, play right here, and I'm going to get into it. Overdub and play is a secret here. We're going to do it right now real quick. I'm going to go like the bass line first. Cool. Okay, now we're going to do tempo. Let's go on tempo screen right now, Cannon. That's our tempo screen. We can change the tempo right there. Return the data wheel, and we can change that tempo. Back to 86.8.
That's right.
We want to show you how the metronome works. Check this out. We're going to go to a new sequence and get a new sequence here for us. There's that new sequence. Okay. We're not even caring about the phone. We're going to teach you this thing. Okay, good. We got a new sequence. We're going to press record and play. Before we do that, though, we're going to get a metronome going on. So we're going to move our cursor
Down
to our count on.
Count is what Akai refers to the metronome as.
Right, as a count. And this is our count right here. Now we'll just press open window. And here we can set our metronome. We can set to have it play. It could be in during the play mode or in the record. So that means when you're in record mode, you'll hear the click, 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 click. The count is a pace that you would record the beat at.
Also, you can change how many clicks in each bar. This is for every quarter note, every triplet quarter note, eighth note triplet, 16th note. Let's try an eighth note and see what it sounds like.
Oh, wow. You see that? Amazing. And that's how fast, that's not really how fast it'll be. You can do the same beat, but you're going to hear like a pop, 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 pop. It might give you some sort of drive or something, or it might just be fast enough. You may be doing some really up-tempo beats, you want to slow them back down. You could use that counting to do such a thing by making sure your counting gives you that pace that you feel the beat can be recorded at. This is very important. Now, I prefer to use quarter notes. It's the most simplest way. I just want to make sure it has the speed. The beat is in my head, not in this thing here. Okay, next, we're going to cover bars. Now, bars are the length of that pace. So if I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that could be 120 as a BPM in tempo. That's fast. See that? Or if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, that's 2 bars. A bar has 4 beats to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's important. And we're going to set up now for 2 bars. Here's how you do it.
Go to the bars menu, move the data wheel, and pick the desired number of bars you want to add, and select do it.
Excellent. You saw that? That's how it's done. Now another thing you got to remember is time signature. If you ever heard of a waltz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's a waltz. You know, it's just a waltz. What we do is we're doing like mostly 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4.
1,
You know?
2,
3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
See? That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 2 bars. Got that? Okay. That's how we set our machine up. And the time signature is 4/4. You got me? That's 4 beats to a bar. And that's our time signature right there. See that? Now if we did 3/4, we'd be doing like a waltz. Do 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 do. You know what I'm talking about? A waltz. We don't want that. We want 4/4. But you must know your time signature in case you want to do a waltz or you want to do some sort of beat in that kind of 3/4 signature. It's good to experiment and understand about music and tempo and beats and bars. Oh, let me turn this thing off. Let me turn this thing off here. Let me show you the back of this bad MPC here. Oh, get this cable out of here. Okay, so my power's off. This is our MPC2000XL. That's it right there. See that? A little reflection there from the light. See that? Right here, we've got our digital in and our digital out. Got that? That's for digital SPDIF cables that go right there. Now here, we've got a left, we got a right. No, what is that? Left, that's a right, isn't it? It's left and right. That's stereo.
This is actually the headphones right here on the end. Here we go, left and right.
See how blind I am? That's a headset. This is left and right. Then what is this over here? Record left and right.
Yep.
You got that? We got MIDI. We got MIDI A. We got B, A, B. That means A is MIDI A. B is MIDI B.
These are the MIDI outs.
MIDI out is A, B.
And MIDI in, 1, 2.
1, 2, MIDI in. A, B out. 1, 2 in.
We also have
1 through 8. These are individual outputs. That means our MPC is the Pro Edition. We're pros. We come prepared. This machine is armed. It's fully packed, fully loaded. We got tons of memory for sampling. We're not playing around. And we would send our output out. We want to send our sounds out separately through each individual out and record them separately to each individual track. Because every sound has its own characteristic. Got that? Important information. Now,
SCSI.
SCSI connection. We set up our zip drive. We're going to pull a zip out. And then we're going to hook it up to it. Okay, I got my zip drive right here. See this? Zip drive. I got a cable to another cable here, the other end of this cable here. It's a 25 pin to here. It's a SCSI cable. You got me? A 25 pin to a 50 pin. We put our power in right here. It's my power source. As you can see, this came on here. I'll do it again for you so you can see it clearly. It just came on. It went green. It's ready. Now, I'll put this down to the side. I'll pull my MPC back up. Here, put this in for me, Caleb.
All right.
We're going to put in the 50 pin. Now make sure it goes on securely. Make sure it's on properly. So you're going to make sure it's on sturdy. It's good. We don't want to lose the connection. We don't want to blow the SCSI fuse. See these little clips? These little thumb things right here work to hold it, keep it down. See that? You pull these in, it releases it. Okay? Got it? And you pull them out too. That's it right there. Okay, you know something? We got a SMPTE in or out. That's a SMPTE time code that you would run into your MPC or send out to be recorded to. Now in the old days, I used to use a 2-inch machine. I'd record the SMPTE time code on track 24 so that way I could be in sync with my MPC. Okay, that's really cool. Well, next, I forgot something. I know you know I was missing out on it. I'm going to show you these buttons right here. I know you thought I forgot, right? This is the record gain. We want to increase the amount of the input going in for record. That's when you're sampling. That's what recording is. We want to sample something. We want to record something. This is the main output. This is the audio out of the left and right in the back of our machine. Got me? Well, look. Let's get busy. I know you want to do it, and we got to sample, Kings. It's time to sample. Okay, I got it right here. This is Sample Kings Off the Record CD. I'll take it off of here. I'm going to go over this way. Come with me over there. We're going to go right over here. We're going to right into here, our CD player. I'll press this to close it. Now, as you can see, move back over there one more time for me. Go back to the CD player. This cable here is going to my input on my MPC. I'm going to just take a simple mono sample, just get the sound there and go right directly into the MPC. Okay, I'm going to press Shift and then Sample. I've got my cable into my CD player, and here we've got our input set to analog. And before you heard it, it was like popping. It's in digital, no cables are in there, so you hear it pop. It's important if you're going to be in analog and recording analog, make sure the input cables are into the front at your input. Digital should be the digital input and out. Okay? All right, here we go. This is at a threshold level. I'm going to turn this wheel here. See those two little boxes move? That's our threshold level. Once this audio signal passes the threshold level, it starts to record. I'm going to press, actually, before I actually do that, let me do this. Let me go here. As you can see here, this is stereo mode. I only have one input in. So I want to hear probably left. I can control the input with the red record gain knob. I can control the output, which is my left and right monitor. See that there? That's left and right monitor. I can monitor through there, or through 1 and 2 output, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, or 7 and 8. These are stereo pairs. Or I can turn the monitor off. In this case, I want to hear it back through my system. I start to record my sample. I'll press play on my CD player. So I'm adjusting my gain level. See that? Also can get a pre-record level. This is where it actually samples a little bit prior to when it really actually starts sampling. So where it cuts it off, you might get a sample. It cuts off real quickly. This gives you 100 up to 100 millisecond pre-record level. So you get a little bit right before you actually record. It's a really cool feature. Now to sample, I'll use the F key right there. That key. See that? Press sample, waiting for signal. Now it's recording. I'll press stop on that. It's still recording. See that? Now the reason why that is because I had it set for 10 seconds. They call it sound number 1. See that? I can press keep. We'll keep that sample and go right back to recording. Now the reason why it's sampled for that length of period of time, I had the time set to 10 seconds of sampling time. And trim. And now it's going to draw the waveform of that sample I just took. Wow. Isn't much there, is there? Looks real tiny. Looks real tiny right there. I'll move the cursor down. Go to the end here. And now, what I really want to do is I want to sort of like, let's say maybe I'll press 0, I'll punch the numbers in. I might go to 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, 5, 5 rather. I'll press enter. Wow, look at that there. See that? I want to maybe get the length of where this sample is. I don't even want to, I'm turning the data wheel here. As you can see my big hand getting in the way of the screen. I'm trying to get the full length of this sample. See that? Wow. And I can play that sample. Now what I could do here, I could actually edit that sample. I'm going to go here, get a little bit more on the edge there. Then I'm going to go back again to my front. And I'm going to get this full size of my sample. Now I'll press edit. Now in edit, I can discard the section on the outside and keep what I've got selected. I'll press do it. Processing, see that? Wow. It redrew the sample again. That's really cool. Now, I can hit a pad, any pad, as you can see there, and I'll trigger the sample. I may want to get the actual beginning where I think it's going to start from. I'll move the start point. SE stands for start. See that? I just keep hitting the pad. I can get the right size of the sample I want. And see here in view, that's the view of the left side. Really cool. If I had a stereo sample, we can see left and the right side. Now here, we can also do, we can press edit. We can loop from start to end. And press do it will set our loop from the start to the end. Hold the pad down, it'll play continuously. Just press do it. 2. Put our loop on. I'll go down to here. See this? Oops. Let me go down. There it is. I'm turn the loop on. See that? It's a little off. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the end. Get it close to where I want the loop at. See that? It's close. Let me try it again. I'm just holding the pad down. See? I've got that little beat looped right there. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that edit. I'm going to go back to edit again. F5. Go back to discard. Now I like the way that is now. I'll press do it, which is number 5. And we got it again. Now, I can loop it. We just did that. We can cut a sound out and make a whole new sound. Watch this. I'll go back here and I'll press. That's F4. Cancel. We can select a region within this sound. Let's say you want to get one piece of our sound. And we'll move our cursor back here to the beginning. Let's say we want to get rid of some pieces and make a whole new sound. Let's go to right there. We're going to press edit. We're going to go to new sound. We'll press do it. And it made a new sound. See that? It took that sound, picked the section up, and made a new sound called sound 2. See that? I can also move my cursor back up and go back to my sound number 1. That's kind of cool. I'll go down again. And I want to make it go right back to the top of that sample. Let's go to the end. It's kind of cool here. It goes right to the end. It says change the word end or what. I'm going to say change the loop too also. That might mean change the loop. Let's go check that out. See, we can change the length. See that? And length. It's kind of cool, right? See that? Okay, cool. Now I go back to here. Turn my loop off. That's the full size of my original sample that I wanted to keep. Now, I can go to edit. Now, I can insert a sound. I can take a sound and put it in there. I can take any particular sound I like to and insert it into anything else. I want to insert, let's see, start and end section, insert, sound 2. We can go to do it. And for example, see how a snare drum, you want to insert a snare drum into a beat or something, or into one little section, or insert a horn into another particular sample. You can take a sound and put it into that sample. We're going to press F5. And now it's made even big, inserted a whole new sound. Look at that. I'll press play. See? It inserted more of a sound. That sound I just had inserted into that sound number 1. 2 went into sound number 1. Really cool feature. Now I can go back here. I'm going to go to edit. We can delete a section. So we can cut a section, we can delete a section. We can turn a section of the song silent. We'll go to cancel. We can pick any section you want to pick, like I did before, with actually inserting the section or making a new sound, and then make that section silent. We'll go down to here. And then we'll go over to there. I can put the numbers. Let's see, I want to put like maybe and I'll put it enter. I'll do that one section right there. I want to make that one section silent. I'll press edit. Make it silent. Go here. Look at it. It cut that one section out and made it silent. Pretty good. I can also, let's go to edit again. Reverse a whole section. Now we're going to cancel. We'll get our cursor and press enter. I want to reverse this whole section right here. I'll go to edit, reverse, press do it. Now I'll play the sample by hitting the pad. See that? I got a beat here I've taken from one of our CDs. Now I'm going to go here to the start time of this actual file. And I've already got this file figured out as what I want for the actual size of it. I'm going to go up here and get it right to the edge where I want it at. That's my trim size there. Now what I can do here is I can trim it. So I go to edit. I want to discard the ends. See that there? I'll press do it. And now I have the full waveform. Now here at the end, I got a little piece now, I'm not too sure about that piece there. I'm going to go back here to the end and cut right in a little bit more so I can get to the edge of that piece. And I'm going to edit this again and I'm going to press do it. So I'm going to make sure I've got the full size I want to loop. I feel will be the loop. Okay. Now, I'll hit this. So now I want to loop it. I'll press loop. Now here in loop, as you can see here, I want to put this on. I'll put this to 0. I'll get the full size of the loop. I have loop on. Now I'll just press a pad and hold it down. Now it's like it's not looping. So I'm going to go back to here, go back to trim. Now here in trim, I want to cut some more off the edge there. Sounds a little better now. See this? So even while loop is on, I can still do some trimming here. Let's get it to come on a little bit more here. I think I'm going to do that right there. And do it. And you got to make sure you get the right size of the sample you want to mess with. Do it. As you can see there, we've looped it. We're in loop again. I press loop. Loop is on. It's got the to and the end. I like that loop right there. Now, watch this. I go to parameters. We can now see the sample tempo. See that there? It says 4 beats. Now this is 4 beats. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We know that whole loop is 4 beats. And so the tempo of that loop is 87.6. And here we have new tempo below that. It says function there. Now I'm going to show you something too. You can go back here to loop. And if you turn loop off, I'm going to turn loop off, and we go back to parameters. You don't see the loop or the beat or the BPMs at all. It won't tell you that. So you have to go to loop and make sure loop is on. The parameters, and it will tell you the BPMs. Here it's 87.6. You can also change that. It's some sort of idea. Now, this is actually just a tuning of it, but watch this. It's faster. See that? I'm just holding down the pad. I'm just holding the pad down. That's looping. And it gave me a new tempo for what I'm trying to loop to right now. Sometimes you might want to loop a beat or a sound, even a vocal, just to get an idea what the tempo will be. Or I can even go further down. Now the problem with this tuning thing, which I don't like, is that it changes the pitch of the actual sample. We can go here to, let's go to back to loop. Let's turn loop off for a second. Let's go to edit. And we're going to go here to time stretch. Now in time stretch, I can give that loop a new BPM. In this case, I may want to go down to, let's say 80. I'll press do it. And now the MPC2000XL will process the file. And it will make sure that we maintain the same pitch that we had previously, but now it's going to give us a different speed for this particular sample. See, the same pitch is there. And it named it a new sample, as you can see. Now the original sample was this 2-1. See the difference there? Same pitch, just different speeds. Now time stretching can be used for vocals, horns, or whatever. You've got to experiment, and music is a creative art form. Try to find something that helps your music to actually give it that feel that you want to have it. Now, I'm going to explain more about the MPC2000XL. I'm going to explain how the actual functions work on our machine from an overview. For example, here's our screen, of course. You can see you can get a couple different looks at it. Let's get a better angle. Another way to change this look of the screen is if the angle's too low and you want to still see it, you might want to, let's see, hold down this shift key and you turn the data wheel, and you can see you can change the illumination to the screen and get an even better view. Now below that we have our F keys here, 1 through 6. These keys help us go through other pages, and if you're in that certain section like sampling, or if you're in main screen, or if you're in program mode, there'll be other functions that you can access by hitting these buttons. Now right below these buttons we have our open window. Now this is a great feature they added several years ago. And this open window means you can be like, let's say I put this cursor over here. And I'm going to say, well look, let me open that window. And we open the window and we can see more parameters about how we can control, let's say, the tempo or a beat, or what is the quantized value at this part of the song or in this particular sequence. We can press it again and close that window. Really cool. Main screen. It's like a default button. You're somewhere here and you're in everything else. Okay, you always want to go back to main screen. You know why? Because your sequence is there. The reason why you are here is to make up that programming thing. So, you know, it's our default button to get us back to this main screen right here. The section over here is about our modes. It's a combo section. You can do the numbers, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. You got the shift key and we got this enter key also. Now below that, now right here, below each one of these blue buttons and these gray ones, except for this 0 right here, we have different modes we can go into. We'll press shift, we can go to this mode right here, which is our mixer mode, and see we've changed it to become a mixer section. We can press shift and we can go right here to other. We can press shift and go to MIDI and syncing. So by pressing the shift button down, we access what is gray areas below these buttons, what it says. Like I press shift and press sampling at the same time, we're in the sample section. We can go to shift, we can load or save data. That's real cool. This is a classic feature. It helps you change that one sound to either sustain longer or not, or cut the ring down. It allows us to access, you know, different functions that we can use for any particular sound that we have. Let's say we've got a hi-hat and we want to make it, it's like an open hi-hat, but we want to make it like shut down. We may send that through here and access the information even using the 16 levels. We'll show you more of that also. Now here we have our tap, tempo, note, repeat. I can tap, I say I want to have this tempo here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm tapping it. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4. I tap it, then the MPC will show me what that tempo that I tapped out. It's a really cool feature. Of course, we have our cursors here. We've got our cursor everywhere. We got a little digit here. The bottom, the digits that way. Of course, it's a full cursor section. Our data wheel, of course, turn the wheel. We're still changing data the same way this does. We have our undo key, our erase key. These are our location buttons. We can go one bar up to the end, to the start. As you can see there, pretty self-explanatory. Locate, go to. That means when I go to a certain point, I want to go there, I want to go here, I want to go somewhere, I want to go over there in the song. You got me? This is record, this is overdub, stop, play, start. That means play from the top. Start from the beginning, we're going to start from the beginning. Play means we're going to play from where we are. Pretty simple. Now over here we've got full level. I can hit a sample, and hit a sample, and hit a sample. Now watch. I can press full level. Oh, it's playing. I can almost hear it. Can you hear it? Can you? See, I can go, it's my dynamic feel. I can hit it harder, I can hit it softer. Look at that. Or I can hit it, that's the full level. 16 levels. I can hit this button, make a sound 16 levels. I can pick that sound there. I think that's the right one. Yeah, go 16 levels. And then how do we do this now? I think I remember I turn it on right here, right?
Yep.
And then, whoa, that's cool. Oh, that's funky. See that? 16 levels. A little different way to actually perceive the machine. And I go out of here, and bam, we're out of it. See that? I went from 16 levels to something 16 something else. I can take this sound right here. I'll press 16 levels. I want to have this do something else. I want to make it do not velocity. I want to do some sort of tuning to it. And I'll press, let's turn that on. And whoa, I like that. Whoo. See that? That's really cool. I can take those sounds like that and record them into a sequence. Let's say, for example, I have a sequence right here. Now this sequence is on. Let's get a new track. Give me a new track here, Caleb.
All right. What tempo do you need?
We need, let's see. This is even the first sequence we had, and I want this tempo to be 86.8.
All right.
So let me play the same sequence we've been using, and we'll use that same sequence, and we're not going to add this little sax line I have here.
All right, so we'll go back to sequence 2.
Sequence 2. We're going to press play. See that? I can pitch it out too. So I'm playing a pitch here. We can record that in there. I got an idea. Let me do. My experiment, see that? I'm taking those sounds and experiment with them, getting a little feel to them. That is so cool. Take one sound and chop it up and do stuff. That's a secret guys don't know about. You even take that sound and even tune it in your program section. Check that out. And even change the pitch of that sound and make it drag out more. Okay, that's kind of cool. 16 levels, kind of funky. Okay, we also have next sequence. So program our next sequence in the sequence system. So we have a sequence going on, we can do that. And we have our track mute. And now, we can do it. Right, Caleb?
Yep. Let's hit play.
Let's hit play.
As you can see right up here, we have track 1, 2, 3, 4. They correspond to the pads right here.
Oh, see that? Turn them off there. You turn them off. Look at that. It's called track mute. Wow. Oh, turn them off. I can turn tracks off and on. Whoa. Whoa, look at that. That's why we record on separate tracks. You want to record each sound on a separate track so you get a feel for a mix you want to use. You want to bring that little horn back in, or bring this other part back in. Pull the horn out, or do this. See that? That's kind of funky. And you can put everything else back on also at the same time. Put your sounds back in, and the sound's gonna work. This is a pretty cool feature. We like it a lot. Now next here we have our pad bank. Here we have 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times 4, 16 pads. Check this out though. I could have another group in the program, which is pad B, pad bank B. These are banks. We got 16 more, 32. Wow. We can get maybe 16 more? I'm not too sure. Yep, see, that's 16 more. Wow. What's that, 48? Holy mackerel, 48. Now, we got more. We got a D. We got another bank we put some more. Another bank. We got A, B, C, D. These banks may belong to just one program. That program will contain all these sounds. That means we have 64 sounds possibility.
Also check out when we're in the track mute screen and you hit different pads, that's how you can mute if you have more than 16 tracks.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
If you have
really
32
cool.
tracks,
Yeah.
go to pad bank B,
Yeah.
and that's where track 17 starts.
Word, Caleb. That's right. And that's really cool. That's a great feature to help you out a lot when getting to deal with your MPC and like get that beat proper. So you can see there, these banks correspond to a program. Now here, of course, the last thing I want to show you is the pads. We were always hitting those pads. These are some of the best pads I've ever had in a long time to actually hit. Years ago, they made some pretty flimsy pads, and some guys, they got those elephant hands. Hitting that pad, they come by my studio, bam, okay, that pad's broken. But these are the most sturdy pads I've ever seen on the machine. Real tight, real nice, but don't hit them that hard, fellas, just because I said that, all right? Love your MPC, be with your MPC, get the harmony, feel the harmony with the MPC, you know what I'm saying? But actually, these pads are pads that I used to earlier correspond to actual sounds that I have here. You know what I mean? And they also correspond to these little letters. You've got letters here, you can see here. We've got a sharp sign here, minus, I think it's a plus there. We got this little parenthesis signs. You can use these pads also when you're set to say in a program, you want to name something. You can name it. Hit the pad once, it'll be B. Hit that pad twice, it'll be A.
Why don't we name our sequence right here?
We'll name the sequence.
We hit open window. There's our sequence right here. Now we can either copy or delete it. We don't want to do that. Let's turn the data wheel, and now we can name it.
Exactly. I can go A, E, I, O,
and
U.
Alright. We hit enter, and now you can see the name of our sequence has changed. Hit close, and there it is right there.
Now with a program, we'll press Shift Program. Now, we've got program number 1. All I gotta do is like pick a pad. See that? I can put a sound on any pad I'd like to. See, I got my sounds there. It also shows me the MIDI note, which is 46, 45, 47. We've got normal. We got this hi-hat there. We can simultaneously play something else. We can pick another sound to use. Move our cursor right over here and pick a different sound. See? You can pick another sound and simultaneously play with that one sample. Up to 2. This is also up to 2. We can also set our velocity switch, where if you tap it, but so softly, it'll be one loudness, another one will be a little bit louder, like with a hi-hat or with a horn. We have our decay, where that sound could decay switch. See that? We can also fix our parameters in a sense. That's my sax. So I'm hitting my sax pad. It's showing what pad it is. I go down to here. And we got tuning. So you can tune that sample up. That's really cool. Tuning the samples up is really slick. Look at that. I can also see this is poly. That's mono. I'm hitting the beat there. Watch this. Note off. See that? I can hold it down. I'll put my finger up. Bam. It stops playing. Or we can do poly, where it'll play over itself over and over. See that? It's playing. Every time I hit it, it replays it again and again and again and again. That's poly. We can also, let's say, take a sound and use our filter section with it. Here we go. We can add some. It's a sample. See that? Some resonance was added to that sample. See that? Give it a different flavor to that sample. We can take this bass line. See? I took a lot of the high end of that bass line. Here's better the beat. Watch this. Hear that? See? Getting different frequencies. See that? I got a resonance change to it. A little funky. I got a poly. I've got the resonance at 13, the frequency at 81. We're changing this sound by using the program section. This is so cool. We can change the attack. See, it's sliding up into it. Or I can get the edge of it. See that? Or I can make it slide up even further. Take longer to get there. It's cutting the attack down. We can also, let's go down. We can set the decay. Opposite direction. It's going to fade out now. Earlier. See that? And here, see? We can change the decay. MD. That's super cool. We can also, let's check out drum. See this? This is drum receive, program changes, or MIDI volume receive. And we can also purge. Pressing do it will erase all sounds not used in any program in memory. 3 sounds not used in any program. So there are 3 sounds that aren't being used in this machine right now. If I press do it, it'll erase those sounds. So if you don't put sounds into a program and they're still in the machine and you press do it when you're doing purge, you'll get rid of those extra sounds. And it tells you there are 3 sounds not used right now. Cool. Yo, what's up? This is me, Doc, again. And look, I want to thank you guys for hitting the website and buying the videos. We got another new video. This one's called the MPC2000XL, the next level. This video is for the pro. If you haven't got our first video, you won't know what to do. If you got the first video, you will know what to do. If you've been working at MPC for a little while, you want to know more about syncing, how to use it with your Triton, your JV2080, your Trinity, or whatever keyboard you got, this will help you out. This video will help you out totally with MIDI, sync, and also on the best way to use your MPC. Well, we're going to show you some features that actually are in the book, but then some things that aren't in the book also. So, I could talk all day long, but my talk is not going to help you. So it's time to get busy. Let's do this. Now, what's important when using SMPTE, MTC, or MIDI clock is your tempo. BPMs, beats per minute. Make sure you have the right BPMs that is on your track sheet when dealing with 2-inch or your 8-acts, and make sure you have the right BPM also in your software. If you're using Logic or Pro Tools or Cubase or whatever's out there. It's important to make sure when you're syncing that you're locked into the right tempo. That's how you do it. Let's get busy. Now before I record into my computer system with our mixing board, we got a Pro Edition, which I suggest you get if you want to be a pro. That's what this videotape is all about, the next level. You need to get all your 8 outputs. Every track and every sample must correspond. We got to have a MIDI out and a MIDI in, locked into our system. Now we want to sync our MPC up with our software or with our slave device. We'll press Shift, Sync, and here we can go Sync In. We can use MIDI clock or MIDI time code or SMPTE. Okay, now I want to sync out. I want to send a sync out of the MPC to my system. I want to use MIDI clock. Now I want to sync out and use MTC. Now when using MTC, we must set a frame rate. My cursor down. Now the frame rate in Europe is 25 frames per second. But here in America, when recording music, we always use 30 frames per second. And when using SMPTE, we always use 30 frame rates per second. Now when syncing up, we want to make sure that we can either write SMPTE or sync up through MTC. Well, we have to set an offset, particularly when using 2-inch tape or using 8-acts or D88s. Here's how you do it. You move our cursor, as you can see, to the now, and we're going to open the open window. Now you see there, it says beats and bars. And we also see up below there it says start time. I can set my start time in hours, minutes, and seconds. I'll set it to 5 seconds. And you can see here, my frame rate is 30. Okay, now, to record SMPTE, I set my 8-act up to record on track 8. Input in. I'm ready to record SMPTE. Okay, now I want to set a SMPTE output to my source, or to, let's say, an 8-act tape, a D88 tape, or a 2-inch tape, or even out to Pro Tools. Put in my out source. I put the other end into in where I want to record or a track, or to what system I want to use my SMPTE. Shift sync. Send my out to SMPTE out, 30 frames. Press play. Okay, now to receive my SMPTE time code to my MPC, I'll take out my patch bay here out of here. Turn. my ADAT on, and receive my sync, just right there on track A. Always record your empty from your last track from your medium. Okay, you can also sync with our MIDI cable using MTC. It's like SEMTI, except it comes through our MIDI cable. Here's the setup. MIDI cable out. We press Shift, MIDI sync, and we set our MPC up to send MTC out. Now when you want to send MTC back into your MPC2000XL, you get a MIDI cable, of course. We're going to go in. Now we're going to in 1, MIDI input 1. We're going to send MTC directly in to our MPC2000XL, and then we'll be able to sync up the MPC with the signal. Well, now we've got our MPC locked to my system known as Pro Tools, and what I want to do here is run the MPC in sync with my Pro Tools software. I'm going to pull up a status window, and here in my status window I can see my 30 frames per second and my current time and my session start, which I can use as an offset. I'll press play on my MPC, and we can see here the numbers going by. 5 seconds, 6, 7 seconds, and these are frames. Now we're going to do a MIDI setup. We'll take a MIDI cable, we're going to plug it into the output of our keyboard. In this case, a Triton. Now, I'm going to go to our MPC2000. Now I'm going to take a MIDI cable and stick it right here into our input on my MPC2000XL. Right there. Now I've got a MIDI in from my keyboard. Now, we'll take the MIDI out from our MPC into our MIDI in on our module. Or we can send it to a keyboard or a MIDI sequencer. Now I'm going to use the MPC to make up a simple beat. Okay, we'll experiment here, we're just fooling around. I'm going to set my next parameter to go to my MIDI channel. This means I'm going to record some MIDI information in. Dave, play the keyboard. See, we got something going on there. We got a little keyboard going on there, right? So now I'm recording to MIDI channel 1. You ready? Okay. Try. 2, 3, go. That's good, Dave. Okay, so we just added a keyboard. I'm in a drum pattern. Let's play the beat right now. Okay, I got a MIDI channel 2. A little bass line up for us. Okay, that's good. Let's record that. 1, 2, 3, go. Excellent. So now you can see we've got the piano going and a little bass line. So with MIDI, it's polyphonic, meaning we can have more than one instrument playing at the same time. Now, I've got a drum pattern made up, keyboards, a little bass line. We're going to add to this MIDI sequence one more instrument. Let's see, MIDI channel 3. You ready, Dave?
Yes.
Go. Hey, that was pretty funky, right? Well, we got our program set up, well, several programs for that matter, and I got a little beat I made up there. Well, now I'm going to show you how I made the beat up and how to quantize. I've been getting a lot of email from guys talking about what does quantizing mean, how can I actually get my tracks in tempo. Sometimes I put a drum pattern in, it won't work. Well, it's about quantizing. It's about knowing what a quarter note is, what a 16th note is, and what a 32nd note is, or a 32nd note triplet, or a 16th note triplet, or a 8th note triplet. Quantizing has to do with, like, for example, you'll hear Timbaland do some stuff, but that's the quantizing. He has this machine set to quantize how he plays a beat so it's in sync. And what the machine does is corrects. If any problems happen while just programming the machine, you can correct that because the machine will correctly quantize it in place. Check this out. This is very important to making your tracks fat. Okay, what I got here is a demo sequence. I used the original disc that comes with our video or DVD, which is the MPC2000XL demo kit. We load it in, we load it up, we press shift load, and we want to load in demo sounds. We want to load in our demo sequence all file. I've already loaded those in for us. Now I've got a pattern here that I've made up, which you can hear through the entire production actually. And right now I'm going to turn off all these tracks. Since they're already on, I want to turn them off. I'm going to turn this off here. And I'm going to go to the okay, now let's go back to we've got sounds from pads 7 to pad 16. We've got 10 sounds for this beat. Now I have a bass drum there. This is my bass drum sequence. It's already been recorded in. Now I may want to add a hi-hat to this. I could set my timing here to eighth notes. Hold down the tap, tempo, note repeat key. Find my hi-hat right there. Hold it down. See that? It repeats it over. It plays it every eighth note. My note repeat key will do that. I can even go to 16th notes. I don't want that feel though. I'm gonna go here to eighth notes. I'll press overdub and record it. Let's put that track on. I have it on already. Now, I'm gonna put a snare in. Let's record. Little beat going on there. That's for my snare track. Now I've named another track here, which is our first track, is our beat loop. And our beat loop is right there. That's just one bar. Now that beat has already been tempoed up by me to match this loop for you, so it makes it easier when you're at home. You can press though, shift program, press drum 1, hit this pad. See it says beat there, press parameters, and you can see in the tuning field, I've already tuned it to -14. which is -14 from the original tuning it was when I sampled it in. Back to main screen. I'm going to press step edit now. Now here on the first beat, I want to have that sound play. Let's go back to main screen. And we're going to turn that track on. And then press step edit. And right there we have A13. We have our tuning and we have our velocity. I can delete it. Hit the pad, see? It's right there. This is a 2-bar sequence. So you can see here it's 2 bars. So I want to make sure that pad, 1, 2, 3, 4, then again. So step edit. I put it on the first beat of the first measure, which is 1-1. I press this bar. It's also on the second measure on the first beat. Right there. So now I press. I think the loop might be a little bit too loud, so I can press shift mixer while in motion. Press drum 1. Move the cursor to where the actual beat's at, which is A13. I can bring it down. See? I can mix the level of that loop along with the beat I made up. Press main screen, right back where I started from. Now I've added some other sounds here, which is a bass line. And an 808 drum sound. You might not hear it so clearly because it's a very low frequency sound, but it's a really great 808 sound. I'll press stop here. Now the guitar sound. Now this guitar sound is already preset. We'll press shift program and press drum 1. Tap my guitar and press params. Now, as you can see in the bottom of params, I've set it to note off. Because that way I can tap it, I get a little bit of the note, or the full slide guitar pick. Or just either one. By holding the pad down either long or short duration. Go back to main screen. I can just turn that sound on. I already have programmed in here. I'll solo it. See? Now I'll press overdub play. See how I cut the sound off? I don't like that. Let's undo that. Let's try it again. Now I'm changing my timing now to 16 notes, so it'll quantize properly. My last sound, a couple sounds I have here, are like a vocal, female vocal. Now, here we go. Now you see the overlapping. But in this case, I want to leave it at that one time. I got the male vocal. Now program that in. So I made up my sequence. And here I also have a sax line. It's already pre-programmed. Now how I did that was I pressed 16 levels. I picked my sax sound. Then I put my note variation in of how I wanted it to be. Then turned it on. I'll make my scale up. See that? I can play a little musical melody along with the track. Really cool. I already did it, so check it out. We'll move to here, put this to on, and you'll hear it. I want to lower that sax, so I'll press Shift Mixer, go to drum 1, move the cursor 8, go in the background of the track. That's how you make a sequence up. So now we want to probably just quantize and give you an idea of how to quantize. Now Dave, play some keyboards. I'm going to quantize at 8th notes. Stop. Hear the mistakes in there? It sort of cut off some notes he was playing. That's the wrong quantize. To quantize, you got to make sure that you get the right timing. What's going to be 8th notes, 16ths, 30 seconds, or 30-second note triplets, or 60-note triplets. You must find out what your keyboard player is playing, or how to quantize your drum beat to the right quantize mode. How to use 16 tracks, rather, 16 beats. Try this. Stop. You heard a little mistake in the beginning of it. Now I'm going to go to a wider quantize. Now sometimes the keyboard players, I won't even quantize them. I'll turn the quantize off because I want more of a feel of what he's playing. Now this is with no quantize. Here you go. Stop. See that? It's taking everything he played. It's in time when he played it. Now let's play it again and keep it real simple. 1, 2, 3, go. Great. See? It's recorded. It's in the same timing. It's important to know how to quantize your tracks. Now before I quantize the piano part, I left it unquantized. So the keyboard player is playing several notes and moving his hands around. I want to give him a free form so I can quantize without correcting it. But here in the bass line, you know, when doing rap or dance or R&B, almost any music, the bass has to be right in with the drums. So we want to quantize the bass line. Here we go. I'm going to do it at 16th notes. That's it. See the difference how he played to how quantized? So I slowed it down sort of. We're going to quantize at a better resolution. We're going to try 30-second notes right now. Ready, Dave? Same thing. See the quantize, it corrected it, it flubbed it, it find the flubs. It's trying to quantize to the nearest note possible to try and correct it. So now I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, here we go. See, so the second part he played a little slower than the first time, as you can hear that. Now, we'll try the 16th note triplets. Same bass line. Now that was 16th note triplets. That's where he played it and the bass line was stored and played back the same way and the same feel he gave it. Got a little drum programming. A lot of guys are wondering how to actually program rhythms up. Let's get a little tempo going on here. Pick my tempo out. To my shot. Let's get that further down than that. You change your tempo. Let me try like maybe 85. programming. Now you can also, I can go ahead and change my timing. Let's say 30-second. I press my tempo. This one, use 20. Okay. Got the idea what I'm gonna press here. I'm gonna go record. Look at the new track. I'll press my tempo repeat button first. Okay. Tempo repeat, see that? New track. If I don't like that, I can go here. Press erase. Remember that bass drum. I don't like that bass drum where it goes. See? I erased that bass drum. Now, let's try. That's how you can program your beat. You can always change your timing. In that case, it's a little Timbaland style there, where I went to 30-second notes. I used my tempo repeat, as you can see. I could switch up with my rhythm pattern by just tapping the sound. I'll just go to solo here, you'll hear it. See that? Programming. Let's see, we had 125, the bass drum. The track. See, I press my tempo, repeat, hit the key on the head of that. Get a snare. Now that's the timing of 1/16. And my tempo is 125. I like to add extra drums always. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is gonna be hot. you go. It's important to know your timing, so you can do the right timing correction, and also to know the tempo. Now, when you have the proper timing correction, you can even hit a little bit off. Just a little bit off, you know, not too much on, so correct and put it right where it's supposed to be at. Hot. Need 2 more girls to back her up. That track's fat. All right, we got our MIDI down. We got our synchronizing down. Well, we want to teach you about tips and tricks. Things you got to know, need to do when doing your production. You got to make sure that when you're in a recording session, you can move as fast as possible. Also, techniques on how you can make a drum sound fatter than what it actually is. Well, look, I could talk on, and you know I can, but hey, we're going to talk to you, then we're going to show you. You know, we the sample kings, and nobody does it better, son. We have a sequence. We have a couple of loops we're going to use. Now, my first loop is a actual loop from a record. I took the same loop and I copied it. I made it bassy. Here's how it works. Press Shift Program. I press my Program 1. You can see that there. That's a beat, that's a copy. Go to Parameters. And I've changed the frequency and the resonance of that sample. Now let me go back to 100 here. Hit the sample. That's a 100% frequency. Now add my filter onto it. I'm gonna go to like 52. So it's a little hollowed out now. Continue my resonance. A little more. And go back down to like 39. As you can see, it's getting deeper and deeper. We do some of the highs, and now with the resonance, it almost hollows out. Now here, I'll take off most of the bass. You won't even hear those strings in the background. I don't know if you hear this, but now when you're doing this to a sample from a loop, you're gonna get more bass, more drums. We get most of the highs out. We get this bottomly, dark feel. This is very popular in hip hop. I can turn up a little bit more where I want to have it at. Go back to my main screen and play my sequence with it. Now also, you can take an 808 kick drum, which I have here on my pads. I'm going to go to Program. I know it's in Program 1. And there it's called 808 Dope Bass. Okay, now I'm going to Parameters. Now here I'm going to hit the pad again. And on my machine it's pad 14, A14. Now, you can hear almost a little noise, a clip in that sound. So I'm hearing that right here. To get rid of it, it sort of ends and it cuts off with a pop to it. I can lower my frequency. That clip is still there. And I'm going to go to the attack. I'll keep the attack on actually. I'm going to go actually to the K. Yeah, that's what I want. And now, see, it dies out now. And we don't have that kind of clipping noise to it. Now sometimes when you're sampling something, you may get a little noise at the end where there may be too much power of the sound and it cuts off abruptly. You can use a decay, and so on the front of it, you can either lower the attack by a hair to get that little clip off the front, or use a decay in the back. And particularly with bass sounds, it's always good to see how the lower frequency works in your track. I'll go back to here and see how my track sounds now. Yeah. That works for me. Another cool feature or even trick to do when actually making up a beat is to use 2 kicks at once. We call it a double trigger. We'll press Shift Program, drum 1, and I want to double this kick with another kick. From normal to simultaneous play. Now, kick I want to use and double it with is the one at A14, which is note 55. Look for 55. And they play together. I'm at 55, and now they play together. With a combination sound, the 909 kick, along with that 808 playing together at the same time. Give me a stronger kick and a better feel I might want to use in this track. Now, a really great thing to do sometimes if you get a chance is to go through your records or your CDs and pick out little horn parts. Here's one I got. And try to make it match the loop. It's kind of cool putting some other music on top of music. That's a Dre sounding beat, but that's actually from a record from in the 70s. Now I'm going to take this actual sample along with this horn sound, try to combine them. I'm going to press Shift Program. Drum 1, of course, my program's that. We have our horn. I've got my... Now that doesn't sound like it's in key to me in pitch. I want to go to parameters. And I want to tune this up. I've already set up tuning already, I believe. It should be like about here. Yeah, that sounds good. That's in key for me. I'll go back to here. So, track. Brand new track. Now you got the horn playing everywhere. See, it's in pitch. And the beat falls right in time. But you can hear the back of that horn sound. There's a boom on the bottom of it. Sometimes when you're tuning something, you want to make sure there's a little beat or drum, it falls in time also. Now, a lot of rap over the years have been using loops and a loop to loop some function out, like a... Now, they might want to pay a royalty to a loop. So what a lot of times I do, and some other cats do, we take a kick and a snare and a hi-hat and recreate the loop within the MPC. Or use it as a guide to give my rhythm that kind of beat. I go over here. I'll turn my loop down now. At the main screen, take my solo off. as you can see, that beat is similar to the beat I just played. I used the beat as a guide, then I made my own beat to go along with the sample loop, to give it a kind of like heavy, funky, like almost Dr. Dre feel. It's important to understand how to use loops and how not to use a loop. Now, we're going to show you what we do with our hi-hats, how we can get an open and closed hi-hat to cut each other off like a regular drummer would do when playing a drum. So even most drum machines, it works that way. Press Shift, Program. We'll press Drum 2. And in this program, I've put in the funk set, which came with my MPC2000XL. Now here on pad number 3, 4, 7, and 8, you can see we have 4 different hi-hat sounds. One's a thin, one's a open. A thin, as you can see it says there, but it has something special, a decay switch. And then here, a foot on pad 8. Now what they do in pad 7 here is that if you hit this pad very softly, you get the sound. That's the hi-hat thin, as you can see right there in sound. But if you hit over 17, hit it harder, you get pad number 4, which is A4, which is the open hi-hat. So that means you hit soft, then hit loud. Or you can hit, so that sound gets cut off automatically by the hi-hat. This is all set in note variation with our slider. Now another cool feature is that sometimes I got these sounds in here and they're not loud enough going to tape or recording to a 2-inch or 8-out or a DADA. Here's a cool feature. You're going to go here to Setup. And see here, we've got our dB level, which is right here. See that right there? We can increase that, the cursor over, and get a louder level. Or get even louder. Or we get lower. Even lower. This way, the output that you're sending to the tape or the 2-inch or even into your software, you can adjust it and get this too low or too loud. And that'll adjust your master volume out. Hey, that was a great session. Look, this is the end of our video. I just want to make sure you guys understood everything. Take your time when doing your production. Always try to get your own flavor. Shoot for your own sound. Get your sound so it's tight. But once you get your sound, then no one can actually take it from you. No matter what track they hear you've done before, your sound has its own flavor to it. And also, we're doing a video right now on the MPC4000. That's right, we've got one and we're doing a video on it. It'll be out soon. Always check our website, samplekings.com. You can also get our disc. We've got discs from almost every producer that's been pretty big in over the past maybe 6 years. Timbaland drum sounds, Primo drum sounds, all the fat stuff. Now I gotta get busy. The guys are coming back in here, we're about to do a production. But one thing's for sure, keep the faith and always keep making fat music. I'll check you later. Bring the cat tip. Hey, what's up? My name is Doc, and I'm one of the Sample Kings. I want to thank you, first of all, for purchasing our videotape. We thank you very much for the support. We hope you enjoyed it, and it was very informative. I got something special for you. Check this out. This is my own personal collection of all my fattest samples. I love it. I got horns, bass drums, hi-hat, snare drums. These are just kicks. Here's some cuts, guitars, tons of samples. I use them all over the years, from old school to new school, you name it, I've done it and been there and do more. And I got the new extra school stuff. Well, I got something for you. What's I got for you? These are our samples. I've taken all my samples and made them available for you to get, to purchase in stores, or to even buy from our website at samplekings.com. We also make zip discs. If you get yourself a zip disk drive, you're gonna love our zip disk. Now a zip disk can hold up to 70 of these discs. So you know, this disc is power packed. Well look, I want to thank you again. I get back to work. Any problems, just call us at samplekings.com. Alright baby, let's do it again. The background's a hot, but I'm feeling it.